Okay, now another thing for dividing dividends between preferred and common, here's two examples. Okay, it looks very complicated, but really it's very simple to it. So if a company declares, the first example, they declare $5,000 of dividends. Second example, they declare $50,000 of dividends. So these are two cases, 5,000 dividends, 50,000 dividends. So sometimes common shareholders will receive nothing. That's the first case, okay, or just receive a little bit. So the first case here, $5,000, we first calculate what is the part that preferred shareholders is receiving. So assuming, again, 2,000 shares, preferred shareholders, each share is $50, and let's say the dividend rate is 6%. Now you use 2,000 times 50 times 6%. That will give you $6,000 is the total amount that preferred shareholders can receive. Okay, but in this case, if company is only declaring that they're just giving out $5,000, it's even less than what preferred shareholders, their benefit, the total benefit that they could receive. And altogether, that $5,000 goes to preferred shareholders, and common shareholders gets $0. Okay, so we always calculate what is preferred shareholders' rights. What are the part that what's the part that they should be receiving, which is based on the dividends rate times face value times the number of shares. So in the second case, assuming all the numbers are the same, again, 2,000 shares times 50 times the rate. Preferred shareholders should be getting, again, $6,000. Now in this case, if company is giving $50,000 in total, then $6,000 goes to preferred shareholders, and then the remaining goes to common shareholders, $44,000. Okay, so in terms of calculating which part goes into which shareholders, we always consider preferred shareholders' rights first. That will be the total number of shares that company issued out times face value times dividend rate. So $6,000 is the right that they should receive altogether. But if company only issued $5,000, then that altogether goes to preferred shareholders' pocket. Common shareholders gets nothing. If company is able to give out more than $6,000, then that additional part goes into common shareholders. Okay, so this is the first concept that you need to know. Another thing is for preferred shareholders, that difference, you see there's a difference, $1,000 that they didn't get in the first case. If altogether company is giving $5,000, they have the right for $6,000. You can assume, unless you see the problem says the dividends is non-cumulative. Otherwise, you can assume that difference, $1,000 that they missed this season, will be accumulated to next season. Okay, so that basically means dividends for preferred shareholders, anything that they did not receive in this year accumulates to the following year, unless the problem states otherwise. Most of the companies, once they issue out preferred shares, dividends rights for preferred shareholders has to be satisfied. And if it's not this year, it will be next year. So in the first case, they didn't satisfy the whole thing. They only gave out $5,000. Then the dividends for preferred shareholders, they have the right to receive additional $1,000 next year. So when next year companies gave out dividends, let's say $6,000, again, they get them in full, and that $1,000 carries on to the following year until the company is able to give more than $7,000. So the dividends that didn't receive this year accumulates to the following year. They have the right to receive it first, and then common shareholders' rights will be considered.